All right, y'all, what's good? It's your boy ReaLife, and you rocking with Validated Magazine. As always, it's one time for hip hop culture. Today, we got a family member to the Validated brand, the big bro, Domingo. What's good?
What's up, bro? How you doing?
Another day, another dollar.
I hear you. I'm glad we finally getting this interview, and I know we've been rescheduling the scheduling.
Yeah, man, but that's cool. Like you said, we here. So to
Yes,
get
sir.
into it, I know we've gone down this road before, but for people who didn't catch the first interview, you have a hell of a history. Can you give us like some highlights from it?
You want to start from day one?
It's up to you.
All right. I've been in the game now. It's about 35 years. Um, I got signed by Marley Marle to that for In Control Volume 2 back in 86 going on 87. And it was signed, I was signed for rapping, and my contract expired. I used to get Marley demo tapes of me rapping. My contract expired for In Control Volume 2. So I thought it was it for me and Marley. And Marley was like, nah, I love your beats, man. Your production's crazy. I'm gonna bring you into the house of hits. And as you know, there's an interview I posted with me and Marley up at WBLS. Marley was like, yo, you're the first producer I ever signed. So I was I guess you want to say the leadoff hitter for House of Hits and shit. But from there, a few years later, our manager, who's her name was Francesca Spiro, and she has passed away since, but she was our manager, and she was going over to start what was called Rush Producers Management with Russell Simmons, and Marley was going over there, and Marley took me with him over there. So then I was managed by Russell Simmons and Francesca Spiro. I was under the Rush Producer Management, and I mean, if you know about back in the days, Def Jam was where everybody wanted to be signed. Everyone wanted to be down with Rush. And I was lucky enough to be down with Rush. You know what I'm saying? And so at the time, I was working. My mom's got me a job in the Board of Education, and I was working for Joseph Fernandez. I was working in the mailroom, getting his mail, bringing it up to him. And when Rudy Giuliani became mayor, I was one of the first people in the building to get a pink slip that I was, no longer needed, laid off, whatever.
Mhm.
So the following day, like literally the following day, Francesca called me and was like, and she used to call me Boo Boo. She's like, yo, Boo Boo, Rakim is working on a new album. He got 3 beats of yours. He loves them. So, I got you $30,000 to work with Rakim. So that was it. After that, I was in the studio with Rakim a couple of days later in Power Play Studios, and everything seemed like a domino effect from there. Actually, my bad. I worked with Main One before Rakim. I take that back. And I was working at the Board of Ed though. And I did that album. I think we did that in '93. And that was for Birth of a Ghetto Child. And I did a song with um, Fat Joe, Curious George, Prince Power Rule, Main One, and Joe Fatal. I might be getting mixed up, bro. But the timeline is
I
somewhere
got the
around there.
gist of it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So anyway, so long story short, after doing that, Rakim, um, it was Fat Joe who told me at that session for the El Gran combo, yo, I'm working on Jealous One's Envy. So now this was actually, yeah, like I said, I fucked up the timeline. It was Rakim, then Main One. So Joe was working on Jealous One's Envy, and he's like, yo, I love your beats. Come to the studio, give me some beats, whatever. I gave him a beat tape, and we were in Jazzy J's studio. But Jazzy J's studio was not in the Bronx. It was in Jamaica, Queens, in the
Mhm.
music building. And I went to the studio. Joe was listening to the beats. Buck Wild Buck Wild picked the beats for Joe
Mhm.
in the studio. So Buck was like, "Yo, Joe, you gotta fuck with this one. Yo, you gotta fuck with that one." And the beat for Success was not even a beat. I used to put these little interludes on my beat tapes of samples, and I put the sample there, just like faded in and out.
Mhm.
And Joe said, "Yo, what the fuck was that?" I saw it's just a sample. And he was like, "Yo, take that shit and make a beat right now. Like, take it right now, and make a beat." And I had my ASR 10 on me, and I made the beat for Success right there in the studio using that sample off the cassette. And that's how we did Success. So from there, I met Fat Joe. I'm sorry, I met KRS One in Fat Joe's session. Big Pun was there too. Mm-hmm. And Pun heard the beat for Dream Shatterer on that tape. And Pun was like, yo, let me get that beat, bro. And I love Pun from the only verse I ever heard Pun say in the studio was the one that's on Joe's album, Snatch the Moon Out the Sky and Blow the Sun Away. Mm-hmm. And when I heard that, I was like, yo, this dude is ill. And then me and Pun always got along. We always got along, joke around, whatever. So Pun, I gave Pun that beat, and he was like, yo, whatever you do, don't sell it. I want this beat. I don't know for what, but don't ever sell it. I said, whatever. I honestly made that beat in like 5 minutes, so I really didn't think much of it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So then KRS came to the session. I met KRS. Yo, like your beats. I'm working with Channel Live on their project. I'm working on my new album, KRS One. I want you to be on that. Gave him another beat tape. The beat for the MC was on there. Now, Chris tells me meet him at Rocket Rehearsal Studios in Manhattan. I meet him there. He plays me the beat for the MC, which beat he picked. Mm-hmm. And he's like, yo, and I'm going to pass the tape to Channel Live. I'm like, cool. So Joe hears the beat for the MC. Joe's like, yeah, why you ain't give me that? I was like, no, that was on your beat tape. You didn't pick that. Well, Buck Wild didn't pick that. You know what I'm saying? So from KRS, I worked with Channel Live.
Nice.
Yeah, so I worked on several songs with Channel Live. A couple came out as singles, but it was for the album that never came out. So I went to I believe it was Gavin Convention or Jack the Rapper, one of them in Georgia. And my man Kevin Mitchell walks up to me. I didn't know him at the time. He's like, yo, you Domingo. And I said, yeah. He said, yo, Shaquille O'Neal heard Jealous One's Envy, the stuff you did for Fat Joe. He wants you to come to his birthday party in DC next week. Can you make it? I'm like, get the fuck out of here. He's like, nah. He's like, no, for real. He's like, Shaq really loved what you did. He wants to meet you. So I'm like, I bet. Give me your number, whatever. And he's like, yo, here's the info for the party. I see you in DC. I'm like, all right, cool. So I call him a couple days before, like, yo, that's still good? Yeah, you coming? I'm like, yeah, all right, fuck it. I go down, me and my engineer Cuss went down there. And it was wild because, I grew up in East New York, Brooklyn, and here I am at Shaq's party, Mike Tyson standing right next to me. Mm. And he had just got out of jail for the rape charge. Mm-hmm. So he was with this white woman, and I'm standing we up in the balcony, and I'm standing with my engineer, and he smacked this lady on her ass so hard, bro. And I'm like, I'm looking at him like, wow. And then he goes, what's up, man? I see you. What's up? Yo, I see, I'm from East New York, Brooklyn. I know you from the New Lots. He goes, no doubt. And then he walks away. Mm-hmm. So now I go downstairs because they're like, Shaq wants to meet you. And a kid, I'm still bugging, like, this is nuts. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't expect none of it. Like, yo, family, this was like seriously a domino effect, bro. Mm-hmm. So Shaq, I'm walking towards Shaq, and all these bodyguards come around me, like his bodyguards. Like, yeah, where you going? And I'm like, nah, I was told Shaq want to meet me. And he sees me, and he's like, yo. Nah, he's good. And I'm standing here looking at him like, this is nuts, bro. So then he's like, yo, I love what you did, man. I need you to come down to my house. I'm like, what? Yo, I need you to come down to my house working on Can't Stop the Rain. Need you at my house. I'll get you the plane tickets. Boom. I'll set it all up through Kevin. Let's get you down there. And yo, bro, I swear to you, it didn't register with me until I was on a plane, not a private plane, a regular Delta, whatever, and flying. And I'm like, nah, this can't be. This is like, because what I strive for is finally coming to fruition. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm because it's crazy because when it was time, like when it was time for me to do Rakim, I had a discussion with Marley, and I said, yo, I know I've been under you all these years, but I want to spread my wings. I want people to know who Domingo is. And he gave me the blessing, like, yo, go ahead, man, do you. Get it. Whatever you need from me, I got you. So from that point, it was like boom, 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 boom. So now I land in Orlando. There's this big fucking limousine standing there. I mean, parked there, and the dude standing there with my name. And I'm like, yo, because you come from the hood seeing all this
Yeah,
shit.
that's dope.
So then he's like, yo, Shaquille's doing a Pepsi commercial today. He told me take you wherever you want to go. I'm like, yo, I ain't never been to Orlando. I
Mm,
have no idea. Just take me to the hotel. I'm good. Just I don't know what to do.
mm,
So he took me to the hotel. Then the next day, I was at Shaq's house recording. And then I met Peter Guns there. I met Lord Tariq. That was the first time I ever met them.
mm.
And this girl, Blue Eyes, who's a singer, and a couple of other producers were there. But it was an experience, bro. And I'm grateful. And it's crazy because when I was leaving Shaq's house, actually I had a gold chain that said Deranged Funk. He tried
Mm.
to buy it off of me. He would constantly be like, yo, give me that. I'm like, nah, it's not for sale. And it was just bugging me out because my mom's knew I was a troublemaker. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
I never sold drugs in my life, never did drugs, but I've done other shit that got me in trouble. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So my mom's didn't believe when she seen me driving a Q45 and all that. She was like, what are you doing? And I'm like, nah, this music shit really jumped off. And she didn't really catch it until my younger brother, he was a Shaq was his idol.
Mm.
And he was like 7 years old. And it happened to be his birthday. And I was sitting in Shaq's kitchen with Shaq. And I said, yo, you think you could call my little brother for his birthday? He's a big, he was idol. He got on the phone with my mom's. My mom was like, yo. I said, I'm
I
telling you, this is
told
what
you.
it is. so so the next day, my mom's is like, yo, you think you could get and one of her best friends, such and such, autograph basketball or something? I'm like, nope. She's like, why not? I said, because you ain't believe me. I said, you thought I was doing, dirt.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. And then, man, from Shaq, that's when Pun got his deal right after that in '98. And then Buck Wild, a lot of people don't know Buck Wild did the original Dream Shatterer.
Mm.
That they couldn't clear the sample because of Puff. And Puff had paid, from what I was told, Puff paid Barry White not to clear that same sample that Black Rob used for I forget the name of the song, but it's the same exact sample.
Mm.
And so Pun called me and was like, yo, the beat that you gave me 3 years ago, you still got it? I said, Pun, it was yours. I never touched it. He's like, yo, do me a favor, meet me at Access Studios, come get this dat. And it was the vocals, the Dream Shatterer. And it was crazy because when I dropped the vocals onto the beat, there was no tempo change. It was like that shit just married right to the vocals. The
Mm.
drops and everything that I did in place when I gave Pun. So that tells me that Pun really probably wrote to that beat, my beat, because it was just too easy how it just went right with it,
Match
bro.
together. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Pun, we met up in the cutting room with my man Nasty, the engineer, and Pun redid his vocals in one take, in one fucking take.
Mm.
And then he fell asleep right after that. I mean, it's just what he would do. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So I mean, damn, bro, I could keep going. It's just, but I'll let you get to the next question. I didn't mean to talk so
No, no,
much,
no, that's
bro.
cool. That's cool. All right. So to get to the present, you actually produced Kool G Raps album, uh, Last of a Dying Breed.
Yes.
I know y'all got a history together, but how did that collaboration come about?
Um. Well, basically, I took a hiatus from producing when I launched Media Famous. Because I felt like I've been there, done that. I don't really need to prove myself in producing no more. You know what I'm saying? And G Rap did a deal with Ewing Sneakers for an album. And my man Jeremy Beaver over at the National Hip Hop Museum in DC was talking with the owner Dave at Ewing about revamping the album. So he was like, "Yo, we should get Domingo because let's present it to him, see if he's interested, because he knows G Rap, G Rap and him are like family, and let's just see if he'll do it." And they approached me on it. I listened to the album, and the album was basically done.
Mm.
But some of the beats they didn't like. I mean, I don't ever comment on other people's production with an album because it's just me. You know what I'm saying? But I basically threw the pieces apart like a jigsaw puzzle and put it all back together with the proper hooks, singers, added we added my man Nems is there on the album. Like there was no features at all. It was just straight G Rap. But it for the respectful way of saying it lacked a little something musically. So they asked me to revamp it. And I did. And
Didn't have that
everybody
Domingo touch.
yeah, I guess not. Because everybody that hears it is like, yo, this is like one of the best G Rap albums in years. Because I was working on it since February. And like just quietly, because I don't really like I'm not one of the people to brag on the internet a lot. So I do everything quietly. But it was definitely a task because I had to listen to the songs and then G Rap in this album raps in a certain cadence. He was experimenting a lot with his flows. But me being a producer, I'm like, no, you sound good like that. And he called me like, oh fuck, I'm off beat. I'm like, no, the way you no, dude, I'm telling you, like that's what we were going through. Yeah. And it's my dude. It's like family. So it was all love. And G actually told me on the phone, yo, I'm really happy it's you doing the album. Like I'm really, really happy it's you. I said, nah, no doubt. And he even said, yo, in the 30 years we know each other, this is the first time you're ever doing a whole album for me. Because G's had albums come out. I'm never on there. So people, you know how people are. They always got something to say. People would hit me on social media. Yo, if you that close to G Rap, how come you're not on his album? You ain't really that close to him. Yeah. I don't need to. Guess what? I could get G Rap on the phone. You can't. But yeah, so the album actually comes out in October. It does not come out August 26th. So there was a mix up in I guess promotion, whatever. That's not my part. But the single comes out with Big Daddy Kane August 26th. And like I said, everybody that hears it so far likes it. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's dope. The album features hip hop greats like AZ, Big Daddy Kane, Gorilla Nems, Royal Flush, and the late great Sean Price.
Yes.
How did y'all kind of come together on agreement on the features that you would have?
I would get it done, and then G would be like, "Oh, okay." No, actually, for Nems, G loves Nems. I told G, yo, we're gonna get in the studio with Nems. G actually made it a point to be in the studio with us. AZ was discussed. Who 38? I called 38 Special and was like, yo, Special, working on his G Rap album. Special's like, yo, if you need me, I got you. Special showed up. G was there. Special showed up to the studio. He spit his shit, I swear to you, in like 10 minutes and was gone 10 minutes later. It was like he parked his car right outside, left it running. Came in, boom, 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 and was gone. And Flush did his thing. Who else? Oh, Vado. Vado did his thing on the Flush song with G. He probably has one of my favorite verses on the album. Besides the Sean Price, Yeah. Sean Price verse was something I had for a few years. And when he passed away, me and Sean was very, very close, very close. I was one of the last people that spoke to him before he passed away. And Bernadette could tell you that. And I had this verse that I was sitting on, and I called Bernadette. No, actually, I texted her. My bad. I'm sorry. I messaged her and I said, "Listen, you know the verse that Sean says my name," and she's like, "Yeah, I think I remember it." I said, "Yeah, I need to use that, yo. I'll do whatever you need. You could keep all the publishing. You could whatever." And she was like, "Okay, cool. You could do it." I said, "For G Rap." She said, "Because it's for you and G Rap." Okay, cool. And that song, body. And also, you didn't mention Al Scratch. Al Scratch is on the album.
Yeah.
And I could tell you this song, which is produced by me and my man Tony Rock. My man Tony Rock and me produced it together. And Tony Rock did the majority of production. I just tightened everything up. Like I told you earlier before we started the interview, I don't take credit for shit that I ain't do. You know what I'm saying? But that song is gonna be the sleeper of the album because everybody hears the album, but then when they hear that song, there's a certain chant that Al Scratch does in there that I guarantee you the streets gonna be chanting that shit. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I mean, other than let me see, Al Scratch, AZ shit is tight. Um, Vado, who else? Who else is there? Oh, Little D's on the album. I don't know if you know Little D from Coney Island.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's on one of the songs. And my man Folkland Los is on the song with Flush and Vado, but he's just doing the hook. That's my artist from Pittsburgh. And that's it. And everything else is G Rap. Oh, and Big Daddy Kane. Yeah. That Kane actually called me today, like, yo, I like that shit. I was like, all right, cool, as long as you like it. You know? But there was another version of it.
Oh,
That,
really?
yeah, I'm like a perfectionist, bro. I got a bad habit. I guess I listen to this shit too much. And then I start nitpicking at it, like, yeah, I think that snare drum could have been better. Or I think that sample, nah, let me do it again. And they had to I actually be like, yo, stop. Just leave it alone.
Well, I would think that's a strong point. Like that's how you got where you are by
Yeah,
being, nitpick and making sure it's legit.
yeah. But when Kane greenlighted it to me today, Kane was like, yo, what happened to the other beat? The one I rhymed on. I said, well, I really didn't like it no more. He's like, I wish you would have told me, bro. I was like, yeah, but I didn't want to bother you, man. And he's like, yeah, but I like it anyway. So I love it better than the other one. I was like, all right, good. As long as you like it. And shit, as long as I get the green light from him, G loves it. G loves the way the album came out. You know what I'm saying? As long as those elements love it, I'm good.
No, that's dope. So, is it true that this is actually his last album?
No, it's not a glass album. I have no idea where that came from. You
Okay.
know, even in certain interviews, G says it like that. I don't think they've aired anywhere like on the internet, social media, like little clips. It's not his last album. G G G's one of the goats, bro. You know what I'm saying? And he's I mean, he's not in love with the game. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these old rappers are not old, OG
Yeah.
rappers. They basically they do it because they want to do it, but it's not like the love is still there. Because some with G Rap, the game. This is my opinion, not what G has told me. I feel G doesn't get the flowers he deserves because he's nicer than a lot of these rappers, bro.
Oh yeah.
Nicer, and a lot of them took from him. Not in a bad way, like, hey, yo, I love that flow. Let me experiment with it. So, and a lot of them admit it. G Rap is the one that inspired them. So G doesn't get his just due, in my opinion. You know?
No, I agree. I agree. So, uh, you're launching Famous Beats, members of
Yeah.
the Beat Marketplace, where people can get exclusive access to beats from famous producers.
Yep.
What motivated you in that direction, and what can you tell us about it?
um. Well, basically, me and my man Jeremy Beaver at the National Hip Hop Museum, we were talking, and I wanted to launch because back in the MySpace days, I was selling beats online. It was me and only Rockwaller at the time. And Rockwaller had rock beats. And I was just selling beats. I really didn't have a website.
Mm-hmm.
And then I launched beatsfortunes.com and I made six figures, like decent amount of money doing it. So I con- I was one of the people that consulted with my man Abe over at BeatStars when he was launching it. He called me because he was vice president of Ingrooves Universal. That remember I told you I have a deal over there.
Yeah.
It was because of him that I had my deal with Universal Distribution. And he called me one day and he's like, "Yo, I want to pick your brain." And I said, "What's up?" He's like, "Yo, so I'm thinking about launching this site called BeatStars. What do you think?" And I said, "Ah, it's a dope idea." And I said, "Yo, there's room out there." You know what I'm saying? And I gave him advice. I mean, I gave him enough advice that he ran with it. And, now he's on Forbes magazine. I'm not saying I'm the only one responsible, but I did consult with him for that
Yeah.
because I was successful selling beats. I made almost $500,000 selling beats. While everybody on the internet was talking shit. Oh, Domingo's broke. Oh, look what he's doing. Garage sale for beats. Blah, blah, blah. No, Domingo was killing it. And nobody understood that. And then, some of my peers in the game, not gonna mention names, I know they was talking a lot of junk about, oh, why is he doing that? He's ruining the game. But down the line, those same peers were calling me, "Yo, how you doing this? Tell me. I need to make money." And I'm like, "Yo, all fair and love and war, bro. You got to do what you got to do." I did what I had to do, and me and Rockweiler dominated. I mean, Rockweiler made more money than me. I admit it because he had rock beats, and then when I launched Beats for Tunes, I was a few months late. You know what I'm saying? But I was still successful. So now, jump to now, I was thinking about arm of Media Famous. So we actually, well, I didn't buy it. My partner in Famous Beats, Jeremy, he bought the domain, and it wasn't cheap. So the site is built already. It's built. We just waiting to launch it because we in negotiations with known producers. I don't want to say names in case anything doesn't go through, but trust me, these are producers that people are gonna be like, "How did you get them to do this?" You know what I'm saying? Like I've got one of the most legendary producers agreed to be down already. You
Nice.
know, and that was an easy phone call. If you know who I'm talking about, it was a, "Yo, you did this for me. Now I want to do this." And he was like, "Bet, talk to me." You know what I'm saying? And it's hopefully it'll launch before the end of the year. Like I said, we just want to get the ship tight before we launch it.
Yeah. Definitely understand that.
Yeah.
One thing I've noticed about you from the beginning of me coming across you is some people's brains are just wired different. Like
Right.
your brain to me is always thinking about the next move or how can I do something different. You know what I mean? And it amazes
Yo,
me about you that always like you always come up with these dope ideas.
thank you, bro. I appreciate that. And it's crazy because we discussed some things that I literally just discussed yesterday with my childhood friend. Like me and him was talking. Actually, it was this morning we was talking. I said, "Yo, I've been up since 4 in the morning, bro. Like, yo, I woke up, I'm staring in the dark, like looking around, like, yo, I need to, what can we do to make this shit blow even more?" It's like I'm constantly thinking, but I've always been left field. You know what I'm saying? Like outside the box. Like,
Yeah.
okay, everybody else is doing this. I want my own lane. You know what I'm saying? Some of the shit I do might look crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, I'd be like, "Yo, for instance, like when I wanted to launch the distribution, right? Nobody wanted to help me, bro.
Mm.
Nobody in the music industry that I know, from executives to artists, I was like, "Yo, I want to launch Media Famous." But I've owned the name Media Famous since 2014. I've owned it, but I never thought about doing distribution.
Mhm.
So everybody was like, "I don't know, you got DistroKid." I'm like, "Yo, listen, if we do this 9.95, blah, 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 it's the lowest price." Because that's how I killed the beat game. I took, and like I said, I never sold drugs, but I took the drug mentality of, if you sell your crack lower, you're gonna get more crackheads to you
Mhm.
than the next man.
Yeah.
So with the beats, I was selling beats mad cheap, bro.
Mm.
So that's where I came with. all right, look, I'm gonna come in at 9.95. We're gonna do this, unlimited this. Ain't gonna work. You're crazy. Okay, but I'm gonna do it anyway. You know what I'm saying?
And sometimes that's how you gotta be.
But if you notice, who lowered their price recently? TuneCore. $14.95, unlimited releases, unlimited distribution. Artists keep 100% royalties. Where the fuck you think they got that from, bro? Come on, man. I was the first one to come out with 9.95 unlimited releases, keep 100% royalties. Now all of a sudden everybody's keep 100% royalties. But their problem is they got hidden agendas inside all of that. I don't. So now that's when I started with, all right, well, we're gonna do this marketing shit, but we're gonna take it over here. So I'm always thinking outside the box, bro. And yeah, I mean, I say I come up with ideas that, like my web dude, my man Gordon, who built Media Famous. I'll talk to him for like an hour and try to convince him. Like, I'm telling you, and we did this. He's like, you're out your fucking mind, bro. And he'd be like, there's nothing in the world that can make that happen. Certain things. But like right now, I bought MediaMall.io, and we got a media mall being built for the metaverse where like an artist can buy a kiosk, like kind of in a mall. Buy a kiosk. Here's your music. Put your little videos, whatever you want to do. So it's being designed and it's coming out dope.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it's coming out real dope. So that I'm hoping it'll be done by October, but hopefully that I have no idea how to build any of that shit. So we just find the person, pay them, and I just sit back and like, okay, you do it. Don't ask me shit because I don't know what it is. I think of the ideas.
Exactly.
I think of these crazy ass ideas.
You to run with it.
You bring them to life, not me. And yo, believe me, I drive my man Gordon crazy all the time. Like with the new design of Media Famous, I literally called him last week and said, yo, do you really think it was a good idea to change the site? He's like, Domingo, get off the phone with me because I fucking took 2 weeks doing that. And now you're asking me, was this a good idea? I'm like, I don't know, man. It's like, yo, bro. He's like, you think too much, bro. Get off the phone.
But that's how you stay top tier.
Yeah, man.
It's got to keep going.
Yeah. And you know what? I appreciate that comment though, bro, for real. Because I really, Joel Ortiz said it to me when I was doing the album with him. He goes, yo, bro, you're so passionate about a lot of this shit. Because I'm all about the independence. I'm not really about majors. You know what I'm saying? Like if I can help the independent artists win, I'm good. Let's win. You know what I'm saying? I'm not worried about Snoop Dogg. No disrespect to him. I love Snoop, but I'm not worried about that tier of artists.
Yeah. No, definitely dig that. So you recently mentioned on social media that you own a writer share in Drake's song "All
Yep.
Me."
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean? And then you mentioned also you're like, hey, does that mean I wrote for Drake? Not at all. You need to understand the music business works, and every song on this planet has writers. It
Yes.
does not mean the artist is any less talented. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah. So to clarify it, I own 15% of the song "All Me" with Drake and 2 Chainz. I won an ASCAP award for it. I got a big ass plaque sitting on my wall of it. But what happened was Drake sampled the MC. So and I knew nothing of this. How I found out was I got a letter from ASCAP talking about, hey, we're gonna honor you in LA. This was 2015. We're gonna honor you in LA for the song All Me, and we want you to fly to LA, this and that. Not we're gonna fly you, we want you to fly yourself here. Yeah. So I actually didn't go because I don't know, I think I was working on something. I was like, I'm cool. But they sent me the plaque. That's how I found out. So I did a little research and I found my name on the song. So the reason that I give, and I never met Drake in my life, never spoke to him, but I give that dude like 1,000% respect because he did it right. He did it. If I sample a song by you, the right thing to do is credit you. Okay, yeah, I might not give you no money, but if I credit you and give you publishing, you're gonna get money.
Yeah.
So I was getting royalties for something I never even touched.
Nice.
So and during that time, just to show you how crooked this game is, I got a phone call from a lawyer. He got my number through connections at ASCAP, and he was like, "Yeah, listen, I understand you own a percentage of Drake's All Me song. I could get you more." I was like, I said, "Yo, first of all, how you got my number?" He's like, "Well, ASCAP, whatever. All right, cool." I said, "But," I said, "Why would I sue him?" I said, "He did the right thing." He's like, "Oh, but you need 50%." I'm like, "Nah, my man, I'm good."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Yo, lose my number, man." And he was like, "I'm telling you, you could be getting more money. I'm good," because that man did not have to do that. And he did that. So I own 15% because he sampled the MC. KRS owns 15% too.
Mm-hmm.
It says it on there. Lawrence Parker. That's KRS. You know what I'm saying? So by him doing that, I'm a writer. Now, when I said artists have a lot of writers, I mean the same thing. If an artist if an artist samples somebody, they become a writer if they clear it. They don't necessarily have that. Don't mean they wrote the lyrics. That means that they were credited as a writer because of whatever participation they did in the music. For instance, go back to G Raps album. Remember, I said my man Tony Rock helped me on one of the productions.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets a writer because he helped. You know what I'm saying? Even if I sampled him, that's still him helping. And mind you, with the Drake song, to this day, I still don't know what the fuck he sampled because I've listened to the song over and over and over and I can't find it.
Mm-hmm.
But I ain't gonna argue with you, dude. I got a plaque. I got royalties. I'm
Exactly.
good. But yeah, there's writers for everything, bro. If I'm writing some lyrics and I say, yo, I'm stuck on a word like wonderful, and you go, terrible, Matt rhymes with wonderful. I go, oh, word, terrible. You're a writer.
Mm.
That's how that works. So a lot of honestly, family, a lot of people think they know about the music business and they don't know about the music business. I'm well versed in the music business. 35 years, I know my shit. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing I won't do is I'm not going to argue with people on the internet. There's a lot of people on the internet that think they know what they're talking about and they don't.
Mm.
You know, so I guess that's my answer.
No, I get that. But as far as like writing in general,
Right.
you know, in other genres of music, the artist is not frowned upon for having co-writers, songwriters, etc. Why do you feel is frowned upon in hip hop?
I got no idea. It shouldn't be. If there's writers, so what? Beyonce don't write her songs. Jay-Z's written Beyonce songs. That don't make Beyonce less of a talented singer. You know what I'm saying? So it's really not a big deal. I don't, you know, this whole code of this, code of that in hip hop because everybody want to keep it street, keep it this, keep it that. They got no idea how this works. And I guarantee you, right? And I guarantee you, those same people that frown upon it, if they got a record deal and they said, well, Alicia Keys is going to write your shit, they're going to let it happen, bro.
For the
You know what I'm
check?
saying? So it's not a big deal. I don't see why people make it a big deal. You know, Alicia Keys writes her songs, but there's also writers that help her out. Like I said, Beyonce, um, Taylor Swift don't write her shit.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see nobody going, she's a phony. They sing right along with her. So it's only hip hop. But only in hip hop do we hear, oh, you got ghostwriters, you whack. Oh, you got you know, a ghost producer, you whack. You got how about us people that collaborate together and get some good music to you? Just worry about that shit. It's the most opinionated genre of music, bro.
No, that's true. I think part of that is because we have a hard time separating the MC part of it from
Right.
the making a record part of it, right?
True.
Or industry part of it. And
True.
I think, at least I'm speaking for myself, that's my crutch.
Right.
That's definitely my crutch. But I get it from the standpoint that you're talking about. It definitely makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it everybody got their opinion. I don't feel like you're wrong. Not you, I'm saying per se, but
Mm-hmm.
anybody's wrong for saying, "Oh, I don't like an artist because he has ghostwriting." Okay, then don't like him. But you've probably listened to that artist, and if you didn't know they had ghostwriters, you'd probably be okay with it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it just gets out there like, and let's just be real. You really don't know who has a ghostwriter, who don't. Like a lot of
True.
people didn't know G Rap wrote for Salt and Pepper a
Mm-hmm.
couple of songs. Nobody knew that. But did that make Salt and Pepper less of superstars that they are? Nope.
No, that's true. But I also think it depends on the type of artist. Like even though they're hip hop, you wouldn't. I don't necessarily look at them like MCs per se. Like when I think of MC, I think of like, on the corner, beatboxing, spitting verses off the top of the head,
Right,
whatever,
right,
whatever.
right,
Versus you're talking about taking them, and putting them in a studio, and letting them make an album. So I think it's different sides to it too.
right.
Well, at least that's my standpoint.
I
But
agree.
what so other than what we spoke about, is there anything else that you're working on that you can tell us about at this point?
Um, nah, I mean, I think we touched on the G Rap album. Nah, that's really it, bro. I mean, like I said, G Rap shit came to me. I did it, and now it's back to media famous to
That's
keep
dope.
keep keep pushing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And not that I don't love producing anymore, but it's got to be something that I feel like doing. You know,
gotta be meaningful.
and yeah, yeah, yeah. And I mean, I'm working on a couple of independent. Oh, actually, no. Let me. I'm working with a gospel hip hop artist named Precise and my man Corey Red. I produced an album for them because they like family. They wanted me to do an album. I did an album for them. We in the middle of mixing that. And then I'm actually mixing Hakeem Green's Aubrey album that comes out September 2nd. And he's probably gonna kill me because I should be getting the shit done. But yeah, and then he's got I'm gonna plug his shit. He's got 24 hours a piece in Newark, New Jersey going on September 2nd and 3rd, hosted by Queen Latifah. Media Famous will be in the house for that.
Nice.
Um, and that's really it, bro. And just trying to like, me, man, lay low, do me, and just stay out the way, bro. Not beef with rappers or other people, and just keep it moving.
No, definitely hear that. Definitely hear that. I know that you were working with Nems.
Yeah, yeah.
How did that come about, and what are y'all working
Nah. Actually, Nems, I haven't done nothing with Nems. Only thing that I did was a freestyle. He freestyled over the homicide beat years
on?
ago, and me and Nems been cool for years.
Mhm.
And I've never produced him. Like he's on G Rap's album. That's
Yeah,
probably the first time. But like when his whole Bing Bong and Don't Disrespect Me and Joe Byron blew up, I took the initiative. We did the billboard for him in Manhattan and just ran with it to help push, you know what I'm saying? I
yeah,
in no way, I in no way blew him up. He blew up on his own, you know what I'm saying? But, just to show the support, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I'll support whatever is something that falls in our lane that I know I can help, especially if it's somebody who I got mad respect for and love for, and just show it to them and like, yo, we boom, we got your back. You know what I'm saying? And that's really it. With
No, and
Nems.
I think it's dope that you got certain cats left that actually see hip hop as a brotherhood.
Yeah,
Because I
man.
definitely think that's something that's missing.
Absolutely, bro. There's too many artists beefing with each other for nonsense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, like that whole Flex Conway beef and a lot of that stuff is unnecessary.
Yo,
You know
some
what I'm
of that
saying?
be seeming like ploy though. Like they
Like
just trying
staged.
to get, yeah.
I
Some of it, I don't know if that is in
don't
particular, but
know,
some of
bro.
it be just seeming like it just don't
Yeah,
make sense.
yeah, no, and I agree with you. Like some of it, you be like question it, like, is this real?
Yeah.
But I mean, I see Flex has made it a habit now to start calling out artists.
Hmm.
Like, yo, come with a song. So maybe that's some new thing he's doing. You
Yeah, it
know?
seems to be working for him so far.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah.
So far.
And as long as the artists keep coming with music, maybe he'll start playing New York artists again.
Look, that'll be nice.
Would be. Too bad I don't listen to them. I'm serious radio all the way, bro.
Yeah, you and me both. Either that or somebody independent.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, where can the listeners or the viewers rather find you on social media?
Um, everything is Beats by Domingo on Instagram, Facebook. On TikTok, it's Media Famous. It's the business account. There's also Media Famous Music on Instagram, but my personal stuff is Beats by Domingo on Instagram and Facebook. I have Twitter, but it's rare that I use Twitter. I just never was a Twitter fan.
Me either. All right, you got any last words for the people?
Yo, look, if you're an independent artist, you're looking for music distribution, MediaFamous.com, $9.95 a year, unlimited releases, keep 100% of your royalties, and we got the best artist marketing services in the game. Ain't nobody touching us, and it's price effective. So you could afford it. And if you can't afford $9.95 a year, then don't be in music, for real, because ain't nothing free in this world. But $9.95 is affordable. You know what I'm saying? You can get that from your mom's if you want, and be like, yo, let me borrow $10. You can go down to the bodega, yo, let me borrow $10. But Media Famous is marketing, distribution. Give us your media, we make you famous. We've helped a lot of artists. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna continue to help independent artists. And that's it. That's my plug.
No, that's dope. Just like that, y'all.
Yes, sir.
From here first.
I'm saying, am I validated now?
Look, you were validated before validated showed up on the scene, right?
I want that hat, bro.
Let's be real. No, I got you.